Good day, everyone out there. It's another beautiful day with us at Upper Reporters Talk, the program where we discuss and give our unbiased and unreserved opinion on the issues affecting the social, political, and economic welfare of Nigerians across connecting Nigerians home and abroad. I'll say this, today is the 19th day of August 2024, and I am in the studio for the 51st edition of the program, for the 51st episode of the program. And as it is, there are going to be exploding topics here. Going to be very interesting topics for us today. Yes, first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Obaseki, and I'm going to be a moderator and host for today. Yeah, and as it is, my humble co-host will not be with us until much later as it goes. But I'll be having my panelists come in, join me as we begin the program. I introduce myself. I'm Obaseki, and we know the rules. The rules are still firm. 3 minutes for submissions and talks, and 1 minute for questions. As it is on the dailies, yes, we are going to discuss several matters. First of all, I'd like to say, how's the week going? How was your weekend? We're in a new week. Yes, the hustle and bustle continues. Different parts of the world. Some people are rounding up for the day. Some people are still in midday. Yes, I hope your day is going well. Yes, on the topics for today, we have Shaibu Accuses Obaseki of Lawlessness over impersonation claims. INEC announced 8-day window for PVC collection in Edo State. Focus on development, not tribal or zonal divide, says Barrister Akpata. That I'm going to on asterisk. Yes, is very important. Yes, the PVC collection is very important as well. Barrister Ighodalo US tour is winning voters back home. Well, what is good for the good is good for the gander. APC PDP wave their war over alleged counterplots to compromise elections. These are the updated news or the updated topics that we are getting live from a dope axis. But again, I like to add there are some special stories that I like to add to these. 3 days ago, yes, was it 3 days ago? Yes. 3 days ago, there was some disturbing news that Nigerian presidential jets were seized in France by a Chinese firm, given from a court ruling. This is funny because 3 Nigerian jets were seized. I think 2 old ones, and including the new one that was just acquired. They were seized by a Chinese firm who had transacted a business with the Ogun State government. And this has happened over a period of time, over a free trade zone collaboration. And now there has been a breach in agreement, creating some form of disruption on the Nigerian government. As it goes, there are 3, I think, $87 million, which is amounting to about over ₦1 billion, or I can say over 100 billion naira, as it is purportedly said. These may cause a bit of it's quite disturbing, because when I heard the news, I wondered. And as it is, the Chinese company, it's not the Chinese government, it's a Chinese company, they are still trying to ensure that there are seizures of Nigerian properties in 8 different countries. Well, that is just that. That is not the main topic of the day, but we are going to go into that. Again, last, my special topic, we still have to go back to discuss. We'll go back to discuss the local government chairman connection. We'll have to go back to discuss on who your local government chairman are, who your councillors are. Have you met them? Have you been with them? Etc. 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 Yes, that is what we'll be doing. What we'll be doing today. Well, first, we don't have any panelists with us in the studio. Yes, so I'll be doing this. I'll be doing this directly. Yes, as it says, Shaibu Accuses Obaseki of Lawlessness over impersonation claims. Edo State and its rumble. Yes, the former deputy governor has been, I think he has not been allowed into office after he was given a reverse verdict by a court in Nigeria. Now he has not been to office, and although he has paraded himself once or twice on national media saying he remains the deputy governor of Edo State, but we know how it is. We know how politics can be. Yes, the man himself has been trying to make himself heard. He has gone to several media posts. He has been on channels trying to do all he can to ensure that he's heard. There are a few days to go. Yes, I think even the governor, Governor Obaseki, by now he should be doing his final touches, so he can know. When I mean final touches to have every book in hand or every account put in place, so he can send forth himself as handing over to whoever wins the next GUBER election or GUBER elections. So I do not see why the former deputy is trying so hard to come back in. At this point in time, they should be thinking of how to make amends or try to make to look like adults in public, rather than having rancors or having angry debates or interviews over this. Yes, they had their time, they had their good time. Yeah, politics, friends are not always. It doesn't always end in the love. Everything. How's it said? They lived happily ever after. It is not a love story. This is politics. There are good sides, there are bad sides. Friends become fools, fools become friends at some point. But after a while, you hold it, then you let go. He should not be, so I don't want to call him a loser, but he should understand the brains of politics. And there should be no back and forth on trying to create heat in the course of this security personnel lost his life. There are no needs for rancor. Everybody should shoot their sword and anticipate for the best to come to the state. Well, I don't know why we are not having I don't know why we're not having people on the show yet. My panelists have not arrived. But well, I can go forth. INEC has announced the 8-day window for PVC collection in EDO. Yes, it's not about the talk. It's now time to take action. It's now time to sit up. It's now time to get your PVC out, which is the strongest part of having your right. Yes, we know. At this point in time, I do not believe people are still thinking of who to vote for. By now, you should know your candidate, or you should know who you want to vote for and who you ought to support. These are campaign times. These are times that we should know. These are the real times where we should know what to do and how to go, what to do and how we go about it. These are the times where we say, yes, the campaign is on. The time to vote is near. Let us go into our safety deposit boxes, go into your very careful places where you keep your PVC. It's time to be heard. So, but INEC has given us an 8-day window. And you know how we are. A lot of people have heard that this 8-day window has been open. People will not go until it is 24 hours to the deadline. The INEC offices will begin to have crowd and a lot of people coming and complaints, and they talk about how the president has tried to make things work or to make things difficult for the people, or how they expect to get things across the board. People, INEC has announced it. Please go and get your PVC. Get your PVCs updated. Go wherever, pick it up, get ready for an election. Because whether we like it or not, even people can say that sometimes the elections are being manipulated. Yes, there could be one or two disenfranchises, but it is evident that the people have a lot of decisions counted, or a lot of the people's votes count over 50-60% in Nigerian elections, whether we like it or not. So if you don't go out there, that means you are giving them the reason to have an avenue to make manipulations. If we know we have 50,000 registered voters on ground, and we have a turnout of 40,000 plus, that's a good one. That shows that even if there are going to be manipulations, it's not going to 80% have voted, or over 80% have voted out of the total sum. So what would do 20% or 10%? Yes, 10% can help, but when the people come out more, there are tendencies that the choice of the people will prevail. I remember, my friend Tupo would say, you say the voice of the people are the voice of God. Well, before I start going back and forth, I have Mr. Uyi in the studio with me. Mr. Uyi, thank you for coming to the studio. I've been here all by myself trying to handle things. Are you there, Mr. Uyi?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, host.
Yes, I know. And I know it's a busy schedule for you, and it's a Monday night where we have our EPL 8 p.m. kickoff. I guess that
Yes,
has started. Yes, so a lot of people.
I'm actually on the road. I'm driving. I'm going to work now, but I just said let me join and see.
Okay, I appreciate that because I like to share. It's kind of boring being here all by myself. It's kind of boring being here all by myself, but it's still interesting because I know people are going to come in, and the topics that we are dealing, elections is close. Yeah, elections is close. So everybody, INEC has announced that the window for PVC collection is here. And people have to go. I don't know why it's 8 days. Why is INEC giving 8 days? They could have given maybe 2 weeks, 14 days, or probably yes, or 10 working days for people, or 10 or more working days for people to go collect, because we know how it is. We don't go early. 24 hours to deadline, INEC offices start becoming INEC offices. Okay, Mr. Oster said they will extend it. But before I start talking about the PVC collection thing, the previous topic before you guys came into the studio, I was speaking about Shaibu and Obaseki's rancor over lawlessness of impersonation claim. Um, we know this is not major topics because it's a very hot topic on ground, which I'm going to focus more on. But let's just give a little touch of it. Shaibu is accusing Obaseki of lawlessness over his impersonation claims. Remember, we're going to be unbiased here because I said it. Yes, I don't think Shaibu and the governor should be putting themselves in front of cameras at this point because their days they have done practically 8 years in office. So having just a few weeks to go, this is time for them to be putting their books and their swords down. There's no space for war. So I want to ask you, what do you think on this matter?
Who is accusing who of impersonation?
Okay. There's a deputy. You know the story about the deputy governor has said he has been reinstated, and he is claiming that he's deputy governor in Edo State. Which sometime again in the show they said, does Edo State have two deputy governors? According to allegedly, they said Shaibu is standing his grounds, even on national TV, that he is the legal deputy governor of Edo State. And Obaseki, I don't think Obaseki has given him a key or the keys to the office, or gives him the room, or probably the space avenue to it, or there's been no reconciliation or working together. Obaseki has his deputy. And then with that, Shaibu is saying Obaseki is not abiding to the laws, which has reinstated him
So,
as.
DG, sorry, the host. If I may, just permit me to remind you of what I said earlier on this show. You know, I told you that if Philip Shaibu as the reinstated deputy governor, as he claims, if you are so sure that the governor is refusing to obey that court order, why have you not gone through the necessary procedure to call the governor to order? Because I know that there is a way you deal with such a situation. If there is an order, or there's a judgment, and that judgment is not being withheld. You understand me? So
Yes.
why have the deputy governor not taken that step to go back to court? Because Obaseki, if the state governor refused to honor the reinstatement by the court, by the lower court, that's contempt of court. I don't know if you understand me.
Yes, I
So
get. I understand very well.
why is he going to national TV to cry about it? Why is he not? Don't we have laws in the country anymore? Why is he going to national TV? He could go to court to seek for the cancellation of his impeachment. but he cannot go to court now to seek redress that, oh, you have ordered that I should be reinstated, and the governor refused to let me into office. He refused to allow me perform my duty, and they refused to recognize me as the deputy governor of the state constitutionally. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I understand very well. Yes.
So, because I saw one video of the deputy governor saying that he just put up a show.
The deputy governor, did you call him? Did you call him the deputy governor? Is he the deputy governor? Are you agreeing?
No.
Are you agreeing that he's a deputy governor?
Let me tell you something. You see Philip Shaibu. If you see Philip Shaibu, and if you put that picture of Philip Shaibu, it's like when they put some football shirts and they'll say, "Tell me the player that this one reminds you of." If you hear that name, deputy governor, the first thing you think is Philip Shaibu, because he's been deputy governor for over 7 years.
Yes, for over 7+ years.
Yes.
Good.
So by default, I could call him deputy governor. You
Yes.
understand?
Okay.
I saw a video clip of Philip Shaibu saying, "I just did one show. I just played one scene, and they are running up and down. There's scene 2. I've never played scene 2, scene 3, scene 4. You understand me? So he knows what he's doing. That is to show the lawlessness in our country. That's to show the lawlessness that the APC is presiding over in our country. Did you see the video clip of one House of Rep member saying that APC is going to take Abia State, that Governor Oti is going to be a one-term governor, that he knows this is my friend. I have told him that we are going to take it. That there's no way I will allow the opposition party to be the governor of my state as a number 6 man. I have to pay the president back. You can see the way he was talking loquaciously with I don't even know how to say this. You can see the way he was talking with recklessness, with reckless abandon, just because they have power. That's to show you the impunity and the lawlessness that is going on in this APC run administration. How can you, because you have decamped to APC, then you want to be APC deputy governor in the state? You are causing chaos. You are even alluding to the fact that you have acted one thing, that you have up to scene 5. Just the first thing that you are acted, they are running up and down. You can imagine. That is the kind of lawlessness that we and people even find a reason to support that lawlessness. They will tell you he's my brother, he's my friend, so will say he's a youth like me, I can relate. It doesn't matter. So
well, you know when it comes to politics, a lot of people talk callously. Yes, a lot of people, when it comes to Nigerian politics, or when it comes to politics, we will say worldwide. Let me not even just push it down to the Nigerian political sphere. People think.
But this was said on national TV for a number 6.
Yes, they think they have the audacity. They think they have the audacity to say things in public.
There's something I've noticed with these cowboys. Yeah, they lack class when they speak. You can see when the Senate president, when he speaks at times, he talks before he even think like, oh, I just made a mistake. They talk like as if, they talk as if that the people they are mercy. That is how they speak. They don't care about what will happen. They don't care about our feelings. They just talk. How can you say that? And the man even alluded to the fact that Governor Oti, yes, he's doing very well, but he knows that he's not coming back. How can you say that? How can you even? It's an insult to the people of Abia that one man will determine who becomes the next governor of Abia State, and he's even saying it arrogantly that there's nothing Governor Oti is going to do. There's no kind of performance he's going to perform.
Well,
this is what is happening across the board. That's what's happening.
To me,
every APC round state, every that is what is happening. They just think that power.
Yes.
They've not. I don't. They're acting like people that have not held power before. They're acting like people that have not held power.
Well, I think him saying an individual coming to say that he will make he knows that the one time the governor of Abia State is going to be a one-time governor, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. How come he's saying it now that a man has emerged winner? How come he's saying it now? Because if he couldn't stop it before, If he couldn't stop it before, that means it's all back, no action. He could have done it before. What was he when Mr. Oti won? So these
You know
politicians
why?
can.
Then they've not constituted the house. The president have not made him the number 6 man. Because according to him, he has to pay the president back. He has to pay the president back. That's what he said. So then they've not made him number 6 man. So he was not having the power then. He said it. This one is not even. It's there. It's on national TV, on channels. It's there. He said it.
Well, I don't know.
Those are the kind of leaders. So back to Shaibu. If Shaibu knows that Governor Obaseki is impersonating, that Governor Obaseki is be reckless with power, he knows where to cry to. He should not be saying that on interview. He should go to court. He has his judgment. He should take his judgment to court. Court, I could not enforce this judgment because I'm still not serving as a deputy governor. I am just deputy governor for mouth. I've not been given the opportunity to serve as a deputy governor. The governor refused me. You understand me? To serve as a deputy governor capacity. So please, I need this judgment to be enforced. You go to court. You went to court and you got judgment. So you don't know the road. Now you have missed that your way. Now you don't know how to go back to court. That's to tell you that it is just show. What I think that Philip Shaibu is doing is that Philip Shaibu is trying to show to his new masters that he has got capacity, that he will be able to destabilize the PDP in the state. That is what he's showing. You don't need to show that.
Well, destabilizing. Okay, okay, Mr.
Election is just next month. You wait for election, go to the electorate, and see what the electorate think about it.
Yes.
Oh, I lost you. Network.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Uyi. Thank you. Can you hear me? Thank you, Mr. Uyi.
I can hear you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Let us, the other people in the studio, panelists, thank you all for coming. Even if we are here, we've been here for over several minutes. Thank you for coming. Yes, the topic now is Shaibu accusing Obaseki of lawlessness over impersonation claims. Yes, I made my own submission, but I'm going to, when I made my submission, you guys hadn't tuned on or tuned in. So, but next, I would like to hear from you guys before I give my submission again. Mr. Osa, are you there? Barrister Osa, are you there? Should I yield, or you want to yield so I could go further? Are you there, Joe? Joe, are you there with me?
Yeah, I'm here, my brother. Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to the show today. It's a Monday, and we are discussing regular. Yes. The first topic, which is just we're going to discuss briefly, is about Shaibu accusing Obaseki of lawlessness over impersonation claims. Shaibu says Obaseki is going around telling people that he's impersonating as a deputy governor. And Shaibu is saying he should be reinstated because the court has made him deputy governor, but the governor is not abiding to the laws. So let's just give. What do you think about this?
The last speaker has said it all. Shaibu is just looking for activity for APC to accept him. I pity him. You see, if immediately APC lost this election, Shaibu will see her in Edo State. I know what I'm saying. He has all the business in Edo State. He has so many filtrations in the Benin. And illegally acquire those filtrations. He's going to survive it. He should just wait. And he think they love him. APC love him. Maybe they don't love him because of election. You should just know that. They don't like him for one thing. They're just looking for people that can win election with finish.
Well, thank you, Mr. Joe.
Election, we'll see the character of APC against Shaibu.
Yes, but what about if the APC wins? Don't you think that gives him an edge?
Winning now. Why are you talking like this? APC can't win those states now.
Well, it is politics. Well, okay, let us say, what about if Labour wins those states?
If Labour wins, fine, no problem. But not APC. APC don't have candidate now.
Well, that is a heavy statement. But it's okay. It's okay. That is what you think. But well, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Thank you, Mr. for your submission, Mr. Joe. And Mr. Tupo, are you there to give us a brief address on this matter so we can move further? If I call you out, you're not ready, you're not available, I will move.
Hello?
Yes, yes, Mr. Tupo, welcome to the studio. I hope I'm not. Can you hear me?
Can hear you.
Good, sir. So you know the topic we are on at the moment. The topic we are on at the moment is the deputy accusing the governor of lawlessness over impersonation claims.
Okay.
So and it's just we're just saying the deputy says, okay, go ahead.
Well, there's I was listening to other people speak, and they said what they said. But there's something. The deputy governor went to television to actually make a claim that he has judgment and it's a declaration, but the governor is lawless. He's not obeying it. Well, in the first instance, when the deputy governor came to Benin to try to enforce the law, we all were angry about the actions and inactions of both parties, and then we criticized him for going ahead to try to forcefully enforce the law. And notably, lawyers here on this platform were explaining the judgment back and forth.
Yes.
And we no doubt all of us frowned at the fact that he should have been patient. And now he is patient, and we are still angry. He has not gone to the office to try to force it. He has gone to TV to make a claim. And when there's a claim like that, there's supposed to be a response to the claim. He said it. The governor has not obeyed the law. He didn't say Tukpo has not obeyed the law. The governor should explain whether he has obeyed the law or not. Or probably the legal people should explain whether what Shaibu said, they have state of education of execution, or whether they don't have it, what should actually be the outcome. We should not just start criticizing the person of Philip Tribal because we are supporting PDP or APC. You have to follow it. That's what we are talking about, institutions. If the institutions are not obeyed, forget our emotions about who we support or who we do not support. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's just us trying to be selfish and self-centered. The fact is very clear. He went to TV to allege these claims. It's normal for people who are in charge to respond. They should not say whether he's reckless or he's trying to please his paymaster or anything. Who is his paymaster? Is his former deputy governor or current deputy governor of the state? Who can be his paymaster? What kind of money is he looking for? So let us, we as a people should try to look at our institutions and start asking them what's going on. Because if they understand to our face and we try to take sides, it makes no sense. I came to this program to tell you I did not like Philip's action to come to Benin and do what he did. But if he is saying that he is the deputy and there's some illegality somewhere, I think there should be response from people we elected. That's all. No need for the sentiments or no need for the shenanigans. That's my submission. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Tupo. Before we go further, I think not the thought. I have a call. Yes, caller, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, good. Briefly say your name and where you're calling from, and make your submission on the topics we have so far.
Okay, my name is Prince. I'm calling from Spain.
Yes, Prince Spain. Okay, give us your submission.
So, in my contribution,
yes,
you know one thing, when Nigeria move forward, it's about sentimental. Not say because they support somebody, that person do wrong, do the wrong thing. We nothing I think do the wrong. You understand? That's why the country not grow. In sense of all, Shaibu impeachment was illegal. First, for this time it was illegal.
Yes.
You understand?
No.
Okay. The man calm down. When they impeach him, the man go court. So the lower court give it. When I say declarative judgment, please, I not be say contest election. You don't be deputy governor. I was able to read some of the judgments. That office was never vacant. Meaning, Shaibu was never impeached as deputy governor. You understand? Even the judgment, even the style which I prefer, the PSS, the police, the governor of those states, even the court even banned the governor, but in Shaibu case, they even banned them. So sometimes we will come online, come on TV, come and talk, gossip with the supporting scientists, but the reality of the truth of the issue, we don't have to talk about. Me, I don't like Shaibu, right from time. You understand? But that don't mean say it is something they exist. That's not true. Not the truth. Look at Obaseki activity for good 8 years now. Don't be a supporter. Everybody gets freedom of speech and freedom of freedom to support all these things. But if you are supporting somebody, if you make a mistake, tell them you say you are making a mistake. Not say the journal. Because the person is going to corrupt more. You get more people for us. It is too bad. It is not fun. It is not good. If you not beat up, say what is not good. Next time you do one. But if you beat up, next time you read that, you come for that place. You understand?
Yes.
So more of the talk because of the support one or two those things. Say because Shaibu is and the first thing was never impeached. That impeachment was illegal. Under 1 month in the Nigerian constitution before you impeach a deputy governor, it takes 3 months. In under 1 month, they don't do everything. And even before the impeachment, the man will get court order to serve the house for them to say, no, they don't impeach him, but they don't pay him. If you think about it, what is the Ighodalo is not truth. Because when they obey judgment, you don't go in those states. Who's not about the don't obey?
Okay.
Because you don't see anybody.
Can I quickly address this man? Can I quickly address this man?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your submission. Thank you. We appreciate your call. We are not going to dwell so much. Yeah,
Can I address him? Can I address him?
yeah, Mr. Joe, you will address him. Yes, okay, address him. But we are not going to dwell so much on this topic because it's an old one.
Before that impeachment, then set up a panel.
Okay.
To hear the matter. Shaibu refused to attend that panel. It's not once, it's not twice. He refused to attend the panel. That's why when this man is talking, I say, let me it's not when you see when somebody already have a divided mind, he already has your plan. Shaibu has got this plan already ever since Obaseki told him not to run. He should allow each and people to run. Obaseki already had this. Because if somebody that was ready to, that's why when he's talking, you don't know how many times Ighodalo have tried to intervene in this matter. Don't say bring Shaibu back. So people don't know anything. Shaibu will refuse the invitation. So do you want the governor to start begging? So go and start begging Shaibu as a governor. So I don't know. That's why I want to let this man understand what is on ground. It's not that they abandon Shaibu. Shaibu decided to abandon himself and leave the cycle. It was the cycle he decided to live on you.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Mr. Joe. Thank you, Mr. Joe. Thank you for your submission. Yeah, Mr. Osa, you have your hands up. After Mr. Osa, we are going to move to the next topic. I know a lot of people would like to discuss about it, but that is not the major topic of the day. Oh, Mr. Osa, are you there? You want to say something regarding or respond to responses that have been made? Osa, are you there or you want to yield? Okay, Mr. Osa, are you there? Okay, Mr. Osa has not answered. We move further. we know, yes, okay, everybody. The problem I would say, I would say is like Mr. Tupo rightly said. Mr. Tupo, please, you have to disconnect and come back in. Like Mr. Tupo rightly said, if our institutions can be transparent enough to break down certain explanations and let us know the law, then we would not be on certain platforms, or certain people would not be feeling entitled to certain.
A divided mind. He already has
So
his own plan.
they will not be entitled to certain information or certain things. Yeah, I think the internet everywhere is acting up, Mr. Osa. Even it's acting up from my end too. Like this, I would say, when when Shaibu came out, or rather when he was impeached, he was impeached under a certain constitutional law. And he agreed to be impeached and he left. But he went to a court, he did the appeal and blah blah blah. And the court is now telling us again that he was not impeached, that he should come back and should be reinstated. If these institutions are firm enough, they are the ones that are causing the chaos. A claim was given to a document was given to Shaibu, and we had several lawyers to educate us on the outcome. There was no single definition. Instead, all we were getting were assumptions, were presumptions from lawyers. Now they are saying yes, he has to come back. He stated he's coming back. No, he was not impeached. No, he was impeached, but later came back. The going back and forth on our documentation in Nigeria or from the institutions, they are not completely explicit that a layman can understand. That is why Shaibu is going to court. A man that has been impeached, that agreed, or a man that agreed that he was impeached is now going to meet a court that said he was not rightfully impeached, and he's being reinstated. That gives a lot of a lot of questions to be asked. But like I said, from my initial before you guys came to the studio, Shaibu and Obaseki are leaving Edo State in a couple of weeks. There's no need. They are bringing their topics to the table, and I think it doesn't have to be a love, the happily ever after for them. Yes, if they were close in the initial stage and now they were friends and now they are foes, fine. That's what politics bring. Maybe after certain years, like the comrades Shaibu and Oshomole they have reconciled. After a while, these men will reconcile because at some point they were friends they were allies. So they should not be topic. That's what they should do. They should be Obaseki himself should be thinking of putting things together for a successor, putting things in the right place for a successor to have a swift transition, not going back and forth, breaking laws or trying to put his finger into Shaibu's eyes, or Shaibu going round and round, trying to make people think he's vulture. Even if he's reinstated today, how many days has he left to sit? What is he going to do? As deputy governor, was there? What are the special features of a deputy governor? What has he done in the last 8 years that he's fighting for 10 weeks? Well, that is that. That topic is out. Now for the INEC, INEC has announced 8-day window for PVC collection.
Moderator, sorry, I've been having a bit of challenge with my internet. I was just able to come on now.
Okay, thank you. So do you want to
yeah,
make it
so
brief?
I think very brief. I think this thing is pretty straightforward. When Shaibu felt aggrieved about the impeachment, what did he do? He went to court. He consulted his lawyers, isn't it? Now that he has gotten a judgment, he should go back and consult his lawyers. The lawyers will tell him what to do. we know in this country that there are procedures for enforcing judgment. You don't enforce judgment by yourself, especially when it is a declaratory judgment. There are two types of judgment. One is declaratory, while the other one is executory. So I'll give an example of the executory. Basically, if Mr. A owes Mr. B monies and Mr. B takes A to court and gets judgment, then he goes to what they call Ganishi to enforce that judgment. You get order to freeze it, to call the various banks, serve on various banks to come and show cause why, if there is any money in the account, why that money will not be paid to him. So that's where you can go. That's the executory judgment. Okay, I think that was very clear. Then the declaratory is when there is no. It's just saying that, it just declares what your rights are. It doesn't say that something needs to be done. Okay, in the case of Shaibu, I think I remember clearly, it just says the impeachment was unlawful and Shaibu should be reinstated. So he has not been reinstated. You go back to court and tell court that the order made so day has been served on so persons or organization or whatever, and it has not been obeyed. Then you take it up from there instead of going to TV and doing all of that. You go back to your lawyers. There are ways to execute judgment. It's straightforward. There's no magic about these things. So we shouldn't bring ourselves to this level of I don't know, is it joke or comical? Saying one is unlawful. You have a judgment, and it's not the man has not acted on it. You go back to the court. If there is a court judgment and the person has refused to obey, you go back to court and enforce it. If he refuses, then that becomes a criminal offense on its own. You're refusing to obey the court. We know what that means. That's contempt on its own. So I don't see any issue here, to be honest. And it's not difficult. It's not the lawyers that are making it difficult. Perhaps it's the man that does not want to go to court because he knows he's going to spend maybe another 2 months in court. And by the time if he comes out from the court, right now courts are on break. So he's not going to get anything till September, towards the end of September. And by that time, they're already out of office. What's left at that point?
Courts are on break.
Yes, they have to take their regular summer break. Yeah, they're on break since I think.
What span do they have? How long?
Well, although courts are on break, but you still have vacation judges that listen to certain matters that are very important. You have to show the importance, the urgency, and all of that. So these are the court is still there for him to approach, to get his to enforce his order, to enforce the judgment against whoever the judgment is against. So it's straightforward. It's not an issue at all. His lawyer should take the matter up and go back to court to enforce it.
Court is on holiday. The court is on holiday.
Yeah,
and
the court is on vacation, but they are out of. There are vacation judges who can still listen to the matter if they can show the urgency and the importance of the matter.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for enlightening, for giving us a lot of enlightenment on this matter, and thank you, because a lot of us might not even know that the court or the reason why Shaibu is going to the public space is because he knows the court is having a holiday.
That may be one, and secondly, we also have court of public opinion, and we have this particular show is a court of public opinion. And then when a man is crucified in court of public opinion, it goes a long way. Because what, last time we talked about it, there's court of public opinion, which is one that we're having here now.
Well, okay. Thank you very much for the enlightenment. I think these men should go and settle they should go and have their settlement outside our political space and reasoning. We are more interested in the successor of or rather the next governor of Edo State, and we are looking towards or forward to the elections. Those are the things that we are more interested in, not for people who have done their 8 years comfortably without any stress, and people that the government, or rather the people, leaned on or gave their support, gave their all to, this is not the time for fighting. I think for a grateful man, if you have been voted into office, there should not be any fight. Even if you have to fight your deputy, or you have to fight your governor, you should think of the people first. Think, if we fight, how do these people get what they want? Because when two lions fight, it's the ground that suffers. When the governor and his deputy, when all through their fight, there's no way you can say that development was not stalled or halted or delayed in certain areas. So this is an example. This is an example for us to learn. If an impeachment should take 3 months, like they said, I don't see any reason why it's 3 months. Because it's not like you are giving birth to a baby where you say it ought to be 9 months. If an impeachment is given before it's said, I think we should make it snappy. 30 days, 45 days, the person should be called, and if it's not called or if he doesn't go or whatever, there are proper evidences to it, he should be impeached so that people can move on. The institutions, again, whether it's the media, whether it's the police, whether it's the people, we all have to stand firm, and we have to make sure that every verdict pass is an explicit one, which everybody can understand, to be on the same page, regardless of our support. Because somebody rightly said, because you support a person, you feel every judgment against him is not good, or you feel certain judgment against the opposition is otherwise. So the institutions have a very big role to play. We want them. All we want is a good state. We want the best for our state going forward. Now, on the next topic, INEC announced 8-day window for PVC. I've said it before. Everybody, please tell your loved ones, tell your people at home. For those that can vote, yes, me, I have my PVC. I've collected my PVC. For us that can vote, we have the power. For all that can vote, the power is in our hands. When I mean the power is in our hands, no matter what it is, we can, with the voter, a person's vote cannot be disenfranchised. When you vote, you have given, it is a right. You have given power. You have shown that you have power in your hands. So tell people, 8 days, there's an 8-day opening so far. People should go and collect their votes. And our people are typical of going on the last day. It's not because they have busy schedules, it's because they just like to say, I'll go tomorrow. Procrastination. Tell your people, let us go get our PVCs ready, get it fast, so we can decide for the next election. That aside, on the third topic, let's go to the Labour Party candidate. In his campaign, he has been all about campaigning around the country, or around the state. And on one of his campaign trails, he said the people should focus on development, not tribal or zonal divide. You see, in the early stages of the program, not today, I mean early stages of Upper Reporters, when Upper Reporters was a few weeks old, we had a topic like this, and we talked about zoning. I initially said I didn't care about zoning. All I wanted was somebody that could do the job, someone that could do the work, someone that is capable, someone with character, someone with capacity, someone that has care, has compassion, someone with antecedents, someone that we can look up to, someone we can trust. It's difficult to trust a politician, but at this point, whether we like it or not, whoever going to be the governor, or whoever we want to support, we have to give him a bit of trust. That's why we vote for them. So I said I didn't fall into the category of wanting the zoning thing, but we talked about it here and there. A lot of people made sense, like I can remember what Diano said, enlightened me on it, and said, yes, it is only proper that every aspect or everybody should be carried along. And the reason, for me, the reason why countries get developed, why there's development in these countries, and you wonder, wow, why is this place, why is Romania like this? Why is Argentina like this? Why is the France like this? Yes, these people have they have their divides. They have sentiments and then their undertone. But at that point, they think first, they say, we are French. They don't come and say we are Southern French or we are Northern French. First of all, they all tell people we are Edo State indigenes. Let us not let the divide, not let the sentiments not divide us. We should be more based on a person that we believe can do it. Elections, you don't have to be a boss. You don't have to come with wings. You don't have to speak the biggest grammar, or you don't have to splash the biggest wads of cash. But you must have something that will make us believe in you. That is what we want for the state. It's always a gamble. Whether we like it or not, we have gambled a lot of times with people. Some have given us, some have failed woefully in the past. Some have failed woefully. We thought they had great antecedents, or perhaps we read about great things from them. But when they came back to office, it was a different ballgame entirely. So when we talk about this, Akpata has said, let us focus more on development and not tribal and zoning, because this divides us. Now I'm going to go into the panelists to say, okay, what do you think about what Mr. Akpata has said? Is he fair? Is he saying the right words? I will start with Mr. Omori. Mr. Omori, are you there with me?
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Omori. What do you think about what Barrister Akpata has said? Please.
Yeah, my greetings to my fellow panelists and our viewers across the globe.
Thank you very much.
Hold you in a very high esteem. Without you, we cannot be here talking ourselves. It will be tantamount to insanity. When we talk, nobody is listening. Go ahead and like the video so that more people can hear the good work we are doing here. Having said that, I want to quickly say something. When we see what is right, we should not try and, I know human being is full of, we are all full of sentiments. How we use our sentiments, emotional sentiments, whether negative or positive, is what determines the kind of society we live in. But naturally, we are sentimental one way or the other. We will just try to be as objective as we can. The issue on I know you don't want us to dwell so much on the issue of Shaibu. That guy called Shaibu has to be very careful. Those states, Nigeria has given so much to Shaibu. And he should also realize that no human being, no particular individual has a monopoly of violence. This was how we started in Rivers. Today, the monster we have created there in Rivers that wants to lord it over everybody, the person of Wike, who sees no other good in another person except what he does. He should realize that there were people before him and people will continue. The Rivers will continue after him. That is exactly what Shaibu is doing right now in Edo State. I listened to Shaibu recently. I've always known Shaibu since over 3 decades. I have known Shaibu for more than 30 years. If you look at what Shaibu is doing, before people realize that Shaibu there was a time he didn't just start it today. If I can send you a video when their then national chairman came to Edo State, while Obaseki was standing. If you look at the utterances of Shaibu, you will be disappointed. I think that was one of the things Wike reacted to, like when he was asking him who is a deputy. Then I wasn't for Wike, but I think Shaibu is taking the whole thing too far. If you look into what he said recently, that he has like 5 scripts to play in Edo. His children are in Canada, in America, schooling in the best schools. When can he bring one of his first son to the front, to the war front, to fight one of these, to act one of these scripts? He just said by himself in a political rally, openly, that they don't have anything, they have no level. I've given them one script so far, the many four. If I give them one script, they start running kati, they start doing, they get confused. He has more to play. The first one, they purported that a policeman lost his life. We don't know how far the fall will go. Shaibu was standing in the place of Obaseki, was telling them, I didn't want to come to PDP. I would just follow Obaseki here. You know, Obaseki was standing right there. He made a lot of sarcastic utterances. He didn't stop at that. He also wanted to go through the APC through the then Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo. It was what kept Shaibu the day he moved was because Osinbajo was not successful in his bid to become to clear the ticket of APC, because he couldn't go through the Oshomole and the Tinubu factor, because those were the people he fought against. You know, when the relationship between him and Obaseki was juicy. So what I'm saying with this is, by that statement he made in a public rally, APC rally, he was just saying that crisis he caused in EDO was deliberately, and it was a calculated attempt to plunge EDO into confusion. I said here on that day that Philip didn't want to stop at actually walk his way all the way to government. A lot of people did not believe me. If they were not stopped somewhere at the middle, how they were stopped, I'm not so praising the way they were stopped or something, but nobody has most of rascality or or bring out it. Another thing we should look for, the election is coming. The people that we kill, they are EDO people. They are our brothers and sisters. Those that are trying to kill other people, they are women. We are one. We are one. So if you don't get it, you should not bring down the roof by all means. That is not the best way to go. What has Shaibu done after side politics? The only thing he has done in his life is bring the NASA president while he was in the University of Jos, and I was instrumental to his emergence, as a candidate in that election. Thereafter, he worked for Nigerian prison for two or 3 months before joining politics. So this outrage is coming. I mean, I'm disappointed in our current day journalism. Like those that are begging Akpata to come to arise. If they don't come to you, take the journalism in you, the investigative journalism in you to him. By the time you get to him 1 or 2 times, he avoids you, go to your, there were people. If I refer back to the journalism we used to have back in the days, like when we had the guys of Dele Dua and the other good journalists, they will open this thing on you, an article on you, either on weekend basis, or by the time they are done with you, you will run to go meet them, or else you will be finished even before you get there. So this journalism of this day, you sit down one place, you're looking for somebody. That is exactly how they will stay. Election will come and go, like Bola Tinubu did, like Buhari did. Akpata will not show up, and he will end up becoming nobody is writing anything about him. Despite the blunders he's making. As for the Olumide, I think Olumide is not being fair. Olumide becoming the president of becoming the president of Nigerian lawyers was strictly because of where he comes from. It was zoned to an area where he took advantage of it to become the president. You understand? So, like you rightly said, if you now look at objectivity, all the factors you enumerated, they are very good ones. But then we should also have it in mind that every area has no one is in deficiency of this characteristic. When you say capacity, you say credibility, you say the other one, integrity and what have you. Every area in Nigeria, every area like Edo State, South, North, and Central, they all have it. So we should not be carried away. PDP in their wisdom came together from I think around 99, that if we continue to dwell on a character capacity, there will be confusion someday. In the interest of sense of belonging, in the interest of fair play, in the interest of justice and equity, we should allow this thing to go around. They came up with a zoning arrangement. So That is what kept the PDP for the few time they stay, and that's what is still helping us today. And like the federal character, we should not move away from the reality of our, current political situation. Even in America, the so-called advanced democracy, they still have their own pattern of zoning. It might not be as a north, south, east, and west. They have a way of bringing down their candidates to create a sense of belonging to everyone. So to stay after Lucky Bedejo 8 years, Obaseki 8 years, making 16, another those man should be coming. I mean, I think Olumide is not being fair. That is a very selfish political statement coming out from Olumide, who wants benefited from what it takes to zone to particular areas for the interest of the minorities. And we keep blaming Fulani and Hausa for dominating the political scene. No, we now bring it back to our own place. We discover that all of us are more wicked than the Fulanis because we do worse. If we have the population, if we have the power, give it to them by the British. If we all have it, we are all selfish in one way or the other. We will do more even to the people around us. We will do worse to the people around us. So it is not a fair arrangement. It's not a fair political calculation for Olumide to feel power should remain in a Edo South by now. I believe in equity. I believe in justice. I also believe in a character, integrity. There is something Olumide has that is lacking in Aswa Ighodalo. I rest my case so that other people can have their way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Thank you very much, Mr. Omori. I appreciate your submission on this matter. Yes, you have spoken passionately. I actually allowed you to speak because, yes, sometimes normally I say 3 minutes for a submission, but I allow people to say things because of the educative part of it. It's your submission. Yes, some people might not agree with you, but I am more focused on what I learned from what you say. Yes, that is the most important part. In all honesty, I think I know we should do Edo first. In all honesty, I will tell people we should focus more on, let's do Edo first. And when I mean do Edo first, we should not allow sentiments, tribe, religion, zone, creed, sexuality, or whatever be a part of it. We should be more focused on how can we this Edo, let's enjoy from it. Let us have it as home so that no matter what it is, that is the the difference between a home and a house. People after work, after holidays, after everything, after outing, concerts, sport activities, everybody says, I want to go home. A place for solace, a place for rest, a place for peace of mind. That is how Edo should be to Edo should be to all of us. The excitement. You want to go to Edo, let us go. Yeah, we are going to Edo. We are going, where are you from? We are from Edo. How regular do you go? I go every weekend or I go every. And how do we achieve this? It's only on bringing out the development in us or in the city or in the town or in the state. The development. But by the time we start thinking, let us turn the gears into a certain section. Okay, Shomole has said this, or these sentiments sometimes creates divide first, and it stunts development. That is just in all honesty. But I'm not saying any man cannot contest for election. I'm not saying he should not go to any region. But don't you think when people are entitled, like now, I'm not saying the people are entitled, when they say the ASA in the ASA storm, now these ASA people, they become entitled and they just pick up any ASA man and say, okay, go, it's our turn, go and do what, go and roll your dice. Then we begin to lack the capacity, we begin to lack the competence because these people feel it is our turn, the entitlement, it falls on my lap. Come on. And we can just bring anybody that we want because it is from our region. Because I know, I'm not putting anybody under the bus. I'm not talking down on anybody. After the ASAM rule their 8 years, a man that they will say they want to go back to ASACO. I'm not talking down on Shaibu, but a man like Shaibu that speaks recklessly on TV will now come and say he wants to be governor because it is their turn. And everybody will say, yes, we did it in Edo or Edo Central, we are doing it in Edo North or Edo South, now it's Edo North. And people like that cannot even show etiquette will come to say they want to be governor because it is their turn. That's where the problem lies. So what I see, when it's time for leadership, we should not have limitations to it. They should not be zoning. They should not. Honestly, I'm there for fairness and equity and equality. I'm there, but there are other yardsticks that should be brought, which can be used to determine such things. But again, it goes back to our political parties. Our political parties today, the Chinese are seizing properties, Nigerian government properties around the world. One day, one of these political parties will bring a Chinese man and they'll say yes, because that is it. Because our political parties I think they are the main problem of what we are seeing today. But it's not about me. It's not about me. We have other people in the studio. We have 316. We have a John Bosco. Mr. John Bosco, are you there? Are you with me?
I'm here, sir.
Good. Thank you for being in the studio with us. We're talking about the focus of development, not tribal zoning divide is Akpata. What do you think about it? What do you think about this statement from the former NBA president?
Yeah, like what the last speaker said, he was right on the point, because when Akpata was running for NBA, he was zoned to the Edo people, Bini people, and he got it. So now it's the turn for that to go to another part. He's against it because he's being selfish. And the way Nigeria is run, if your zone hasn't gotten the presidency or the governorship, or development will not come to your area. And that's the problem with Nigeria. A Benin man will rule and do everything that he will do will be in Benin City and his environment. But the other parts of the local government will not get any development until somebody from that area becomes the governor of the state or becomes the president of the country to bring development to that area. And secondly, why zoning is good in Nigeria, so that it will get to everybody. Because if we don't do it like that, one particular segment will continue to rule because they are the majority. You know, even in the Western world, even in America, yes, they don't do zoning, but they do, a black man has never ruled America, or a woman has never ruled America. Let's try a woman. After how
many years? That's all.
After a very long time, because the white man is the majority, and a lot of racism and all that stops a minority to rule. But now things are changing because of the way the world is becoming more developed and more together. That's why we have sentiments. Yeah, a lot of sentiments that
That's
are going.
Why I say sentiments should not be part of it.
Yeah, but sentiments even when you say that sentiment should not be part of it, even when you say, okay, let's allow everybody to contest, at the end of the day, you might still get the same situation you're running from. From zoning, you can say, okay, let everybody, you can still bring somebody that is not competent enough to rule.
Okay, I want to ask a question. Do we need, for instance, do we need an ASA governor to have development? Do we need an ASA governor? Must it be an ASA governor before development should go into Ekpoma, Uromi, Idura, Obiaja, Urekme? Do we really need, is it an ASA governor? What about the local government chairman? What about the senators? What about the House of Representatives from those areas? What about the councillors in these channels? Are they not active in the government?
Yes, so they are active in government, but the way the Nigerian system is, it is today, the governor is very powerful. The governor makes the decision. Even when the House of Reps, so they do their own thing. They don't really bring development to their constituency. They rather share 10,000 naira. So the governors are very powerful. So they will do whatever it takes. They'll tell you, oh, these people did not support me in the last election, so I'm not going to bring any development to their area. Except they have somebody that comes from that area that can bring development. We see it every day. Like some people will tell you that Oshomole's 8 years, Oshomole did not do anything for them. And that's why they don't like Oshomole. You know, and that's why they're angry with Oshomole, that Oshomole has not really done anything.
But Shomole put water. I think the water project. Shomole started the water project there.
Yeah, but they will still tell you that he didn't do anything for them. He didn't bring any development to them. And that's why Obaseki promised them that the governorship will come from their own side, because he feels that they voted for him in 2020. So he has given them the avenue to vote for their own candidates, to see if their candidate will win.
But why did when he was governor, why did he have to tell them that the governor will come from their side? Why didn't he just work on developing that region or start development?
Yeah, because they complained that that the last time they had a governor from that area was Osumbo, that didn't even spend up to a year in power. Since then, they've never gotten opportunity to govern.
Because what I see now is that I think maybe the people they just want a governor from there, not nothing else. Maybe it's because you can have a minister from Edo Central, you can have senators, you can have local government chairman. All they want is just a governor.
No, I don't think all they want is just having a governor from no, they want development to come to their area.
It could go in through other sectors. Well, but
the main thing is, at least in the way Nigerian system is, the governor is the head of the state, so he has to bring a lot of development to their states, not the senator. The senator can only attract development from the federal government, and if that state is not a central power state, like say this is a APC government, and the senator is a PDP governor, then nothing is going to come from that state. All he's going to get is the allowances they get from federal government, and that is it. But the governor has the allocation to be able to do things in that area. You know, and when some areas don't vote for you in an election and you win, these governors will not do anything for you. They will only wait until the power comes to their area, then they can bring development to their state.
Thank you very much, Mr. John Bosco. We have Mr. Sawan.
Please, moderator, can I quickly observe something, please?
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay. So 2 things. The first one is, I can't remember any time during I'm talking about the NBA now, where it was zoned to Edo. So I'm struggling to. I don't think that information. We perhaps need to check the information again, because Akpata contested that election. It was keenly contested, and he won. You know, he went against some SAN from all over Nigeria. So it wasn't zoned. I can't remember it being zoned, and NBA elections are never zoned. So please, let's check that fact. It wasn't zoned.
Okay, NBA elections.
But Osa, the last NBA election was only 3 Igbo guys that ran.
It was zoned to South. That was why Olumide was able to click it.
No, there were other people who contested that were from the north. It wasn't zoned. You don't zone NBA elections. It wasn't zoned. The one that this last one, the Igbos, it wasn't zoned. It just happens that people who contested it. I've never heard NBA election being zoned. Maybe it's me that I have to check again. I'll have to do my own check, but I've never.
Maybe I there with an open mind, but you don't know what happens on the ground.
Because even the present NBA chairman is from the middle belt or from the north or something.
Who?
So the present NBA
chairman. No, the one before. Sorry, the one before this one. The one before the new one.
Yakubu. So I don't think it was.
But
NBA elections are not zoned. It's not in the constitution. It's not zoned. That's what I'm saying. But we'll check.
Has there been any president handing over to? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'd like to ask Mr. Osa, has there been any time that a president handed over to another president from the same zone, like somebody from the south or from the north handing over to another president from the north in the NBA, or someone from the southeast handing over to a southeasterner as well?
If I answer that question, either yes or no, know that I'm lying because I have to go back to see the past NBA. I don't have that information. My fingertips.
Those are the sentiments that can be
read when you so but again you have to look at when you say zoning, for example, like what happened in PDP. The leader, like we all know, the governor, promised during his last election, promised ASAN people that they will feed an ASAN candidate, and he stuck to his promise to them. That translate into having an ASAN governor. So a political party, promising the leader is the leader. He can, like we know, he dictates to a large extent that, look, I promised these people. It was on the basis of that promise that they voted for me. So I want to keep my words and then ensure that an ASAN candidate comes out. Whether he wins the election come September 20, whatever, is a different ball game entirely. So what we now need to look at is the candidates now, including the one from the PDP, from Labour, APC, ADP, GGG. Who is the most credible? Who can we believe in terms of, because none of them have ruled before. So we're going to look at what are they telling us, what they are antecedents, how are they being able to convince us of what they are going to do? Because none of them have been governor before. So this is a fresh terrain. So it's whatever they are telling us that they are going to do, how they're able to convince us, that's what we should look at. So in terms of zoning, I'm not in or against zoning. I go for the person that is coming out. Have you convinced me so far that you're the best man for the job? That's the way I think we should look at it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Osa. In of or against zoning. Well, zoning started. I think it was a verbal agreement.
Yeah, please, can I quickly answer the last speaker? Okay. I listened to a fellow Benin lawyer, a brother from Benin, who came on the national television to accuse Olumide Akpata of benefiting from zoning that gave him the opportunity to be a president. His name is Osareti. He's a barrister. He said based on that, that was why he supported. That was why they had opportunity. In terms of number, dog will have been nowhere. Let's not continue to, say things when he favors us.
No.
Say one way. When he doesn't favor, we say the other way.
There are two different things. He contested an election. Those from the south decided to support their brother. It's different from when you zone something to a particular region that this person is going to get it. Those are two different things.
Barrister, can I say something? Thank you, Mr. Mori.
Go ahead.
Do you know the zoning thing is actually not a written constitution? It is a verbal agreement which can be broken by a man after taking a nap. When we say zoning actually started with the PDP, and it was a verbal agreement saying, okay.
Now what we are even saying is this, moderator. Let me come in here. The agreement between PDP to bring an ASAM candidate, that's where it stops. It is not we have to then zone to that person that PDP has brought out. No, we still have to look at that person to say, does this person have what it takes? Because the governor has said, I want an ASAN candidate, does not automatically translate into an ASAN governor. So we have to still look at the candidates. That's where I want us to zone our mind.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Please, can we mark today's date? Please, today will be a reference point. The worst Akpata can do, the worst he's trying to do right now, is to truncate the opportunity of us. At the end of the day, both of them will lose, and we end up getting the worst. I will start going to church for prayer, for prayer and fasting. But Akpata is who has nothing else to perform. This is the problem of Nigeria. The worst is to be a spoiler for Aswe. At the end of the day, both of them, just exactly what happened at the presidential level between Atiku and Obi. We will be back here every day
Okay,
talking of a bad governance in Edo State.
can I ask the person speaking
this is how
a
it's going to end.
question?
Thank
Can
you.
I ask him a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so the panelists that just spoke. If
Yes,
we are saying this should be zoned to ASAN, will you vote for APC's candidate? Is an ASAN man?
Why not? Why is it?
No, it's not you. I'm asking him.
No, you don't want to know his response. It's okay. You don't have to go to his response.
So that's why I'm saying that it is not based on where the man is from. I believe he is supporting Aswe because of what he believes Aswe can do the job. He believes Aswe is the best person. And even Aswe himself is not even talking about him. He's not a Milocon style he's using. He's telling you, look at what I'm telling you I'm going to do.
Are you campaigning for Aswe?
I'm telling you. No, hold on.
Wait, let me say something, please.
Yeah.
Some people are actually supporting the PDP candidate because they support the governor. And anybody that the governor,
yes,
let's get it straight, and those sentiments to it. If the governor had provided any ASAN man, a lot of people that supported the governor would have followed suit. Let us just
that
be
happens. That happens.
Yes.
What I'm saying is there are different reasons why
apparently a lot of people
support someone.
APC,
yeah,
and they will support the APC candidate because they support the APC.
Just
like a lot of people that are asking for fairness and equity and equality are supporting Barrister Olumide Akpata. Even if they know.
So this is where
hold on, please. No, even if they know and they clamor that the presidential election should come to the south, they voted, there was struggle, they said the East have been marginalized, that Obi needed to come, that he turned water to wine, and he was the best candidate so ever. Then underlined it that it was unfair that the eastern part of Nigeria had never had it since apparently Nnamdi Azikiwe. That is trying to bring.
Yeah, but so no. This is where I'm getting a bit lost in this conversation.
Okay.
And it is this: if a political party decides to zone their candidacy to a particular zone, that is on the political party. For us, who will go and cast our vote on that day, we should not be swayed by whether the man is from the east, west, south, or north, or central. We should be swayed by his capacity and capability.
That's what Lamide is saying.
That's what I'm saying. So now, guess what? Yes, now it is for us to look at all candidates, and even the PDP candidate is still saying this. He was the first to even say what Olumide is now saying. He was the first to say, "Look, the man wey sabi wetin I don do before, wetin I say I go do, and who I be." That's what I'm saying. That Olumide saying it is not new. It's not the man. It's not new. He's even borrowing it from the PDP candidate who have been singing that him or that psalm since the beginning. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Osa. We have Mr. Osawari in the house. We have Mr. 316, and even though I have Mr. Tukpo's hands up, let us try to make this go in less than. Mr. Tukpo, I'll give you 2 minutes to say your briefing, because I see your hands up before I go to Mr. Osawari and Mr. 316 that has not said anything so far. Mr. Tukpo, are you there?
I'm here, but I would love 316 and the other Osawari to speak first. I wanted to respond to something to Osa, but I think it's already passed.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Come back. I want to hear 316 speak about the situation and Osawari. So,
okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, Mr. 316, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the panelist presence of the show. And you heard the topic, you've heard our back and forth. You're talking about Mr. Olamide talking about focus, or Barrister Olamide Olumide Akpata. Sorry, I mistake that. Olumide Akpata. Focus on development, not tribal zonal divides. What's your take on that?
Well, I don't know how you can separate our who we are from what we do. The country is always divided by tribe, religion, and the likes. So I don't know how do you want to completely eliminate zoning when we are divided. We are divided along tribal lines. That's who we are. That means you are being far from reality. So I don't see anything wrong with zoning. I would have even preferred a situation where the three major political parties, which is LP, APC, and PDP, bring field some people and Benin. But I'm saying this because you have to create an opportunity that shows some fairness and equity. Yes, we might sound intellectual to say yes, we want the best man for the job. I agree, but are you now saying that there's no best man in the other tribes? And I don't even believe that it's development is being taken to where your locality, because if you check what did all the other governors do for the Benin that they didn't do for the other zones? What did the Shumele do for his own town? What development did he bring there? So to me, they are all politicians. They would behave how they want to behave. You cannot wish for a different kind of outcome with these people. So I believe it's fair enough that it's zoned, but like somebody mentioned, zoning is a political party thing, a not a state or a country thing. However, let's be logical. If you are interviewing people for a role, you normally will have a metric for measure or to score the person. One will be okay, competency, exposure, experience, and the likes. And in some cases, in quote, we all know about the federal character in NNPC, Chevron, different companies whereby they normally give a quota for people from that particular locality. So you still, outside the fact that you are saying you want an Esa man to be governor, you cannot just bring any Tom, Dick, and Harry and put that person there because the person is Esa. So you also have to also put that person based on their capability. And that's it. That's how I look at it. So Olimide can come out and say these things. Yes, he's saying it because the odds are not in his favor. If the last governor was from an Isa man, he wouldn't come up with that statement. So I don't expect that he should have said anything else. But to lie to ourselves and say that no, we should always look for the best person in this situation. We always say that when the cards does not stack in our favor. That's when we say it, and it's a
Thank
big
you.
So
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much.
We should be realistic with what we have today, and
Yes.
play the cards, play the game according to what we have until we have now improved over and over and over and again, and we don't see any need to zone or that. But for now, you cannot take it out. This is who we are. Both state and federal. This is who we are. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you very much. The Nigerian politics, as it may sound or as it may be, zoning has come into play. Zoning has come into the mind. That's why even some people still believe that in every election that there is zoning. Now I think this zoning matter will go into village meetings and even other kind of associations, Nigerians and zoning. Well, thank you for your submission, Mr. 316. We have Mr. Osawaru. Mr. Tupo. Okay, Mr. Tupo, you want to say something now before I go to Mr. Osawaru?
Well, let me say, because if Osawaru is available, he can speak. But if it's not,
No, you are speaking already, so just proceed.
All right, good. Now, when it comes to zoning, I'll talk about it. But I want to just, maybe I didn't hear well. There was a statement by a speaker that said that the governor promised a certain people the candidacy and that he has fulfilled the promise. I don't think that is a democratic statement that the governor promised because he's the leader. He promised them, so he has fulfilled it. So, why I'm saying this is that by the time we are shaping it, or is it shaping? I don't know the English. By the time we are arranging this democracy and everything to our own favor, when the things start backfiring, we should not complain. You understand? When we think that a governor can promise the people, the manifesto has not been completely fulfilled. We are talking of the promise of who takes over. Let us focus on what. Well, that is just that's on that side because I won't even make that kind of statement that governor promised.
No. Okay, so but this is what I said. Maybe you didn't. I said at the political party level.
Okay, go ahead.
He said he would prefer an ASAN candidate as the leader of the party or as the governor.
Okay, I like in quote, he will prefer. You have changed it. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. That's what I said from beginning.
Yeah, I can move on.
He would prefer, and even at that, other people came in.
I thought I heard he promised the people and he fulfilled it.
No, when I mean his people, I'm talking about at political party level.
Okay, yes. Not promising the those state people, not promising the Islam people.
No, I'm talking about. That's why I put things in context that it's for me zoning is only at the party level. You can't come to the general state and say I want to zone this. No, it's at your political party level, and guess what? It's not everybody that will still even agree to that. People will challenge you and fight you, which is rightly so. They are within their rights because it's not written anywhere.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, Mr. Tupo, are you done? Because we have been corrected and we have been educated on it because I thought he said what he said, but he has.
But in the 2023 presidential election, it was zoned to the southern region of Nigeria.
Can I just finish?
And a lot of people that are against ASAP people now were the people that were praising APC for bringing a certain president. I said that
it was zoned in APC, not in all the political
country. Not country, please. Let's get that right first. People, that's why I said zoning is not a constitutional agreement. It is a verbal one, which even Mr. Atiku broke in PDP. A lot of you are PDP supporters. You broke Mr. Atiku. That was the fight he had with Wike, because they said they wanted it to come to the south and not southeast. Let's get it on the line. They said south because the northerners don't do southeast, southwest, or south or south. It is either and they zoned it to the south according verbally. But even the barrister, the former vice president, he broke because he said it wasn't written, it was just verbal, and he might not agree to it.
From what he said, we still have the clips of those videos. He said that if it is zoned to the southeast, he will back out. But if it's zoned to the south, he would back out. And that was just a personal vendetta or personal fight between Atiku and Wike that played that in that scenario. He said if the party zoned the ticket to the southeast, he would back out and he would support whichever candidate that they brought.
Well, that is their party. That is their party agreement. That is their agreement.
Wike knew if they zone to the southeast, he will have a chance to participate in the primaries. See, like that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys, that this normally what we expect from the politicians is, or from everybody, is country first or state first. But in reality, none of these politicians think that way. They all think of themselves first.
Personal interest, which is politics.
So his personal interest for them is not state interest, is not even the party interest. Because if it's the party interest, they will step down. Look at what happened in America. Joe Biden stepped down because of he knew the party was going to lose if he continues. No politician in Nigeria will step down if they feel that they are going to lose. So that's why I don't have any sympathy for any of them. We'll just listen to them. They are all rhetorics. Nothing's going to change. And we'll move on to the next 4 years.
Thank you. 2016. Mr. Tupo, can you round up, please? Please no interjection. Let Mr. Tupo round up so we can go to Mr. Sawaru. Mr. Tupo, are you there? Mr. Tupo? Mr. Tupo, Mr. Tupo, are you with us? You want to round up so that we can go to Mr. Sawaru? Okay, Mr. Sawaru, let's not waste time. Mr. Sawaru, do you have your submission, please? Because you have been patient. Give us your submission so that we can go to the final topic of the day. And okay, Mr. Tupo, good, I'm here. Mr. Sawaru, we can see you. Do you have any submission on this matter?
Oh, good evening, everyone. Yeah, on zoning, it's actually a party matter. That's for a fact. It's a gentlemanly agreement within the party structure to decide on where they will take their candidate from. In PDP, it was a matter of reasonableness. And we also use it to campaign during the second tenure of Obaseki that for a certainty, a candidate from ESAN, which is the central, will emerge. So it was now the matter was now on the leaders to bring up a credible candidate. There was a lot of Ishan people that was in line, like of Ujezua and some other Tomihimi and some other people. But looking at the terrain, the PDP needed to provide a more formidable candidate, a more experienced and the kind of candidate you will tell anybody and they will believe and are willing to vote for. So that's why they make sure that Aswen Ighodalo the ticket. I'm not discrediting other candidate. However,
is it the PDP that gave him the ticket, or is the governor that gave him the ticket? Let us be factual there. Is it the PDP or the governor? Because with the stories they hear, they are disgruntled PDP members, and
over 500 votes. It's not one governor that
okay, the same primaries, the primaries that the court actually shook some tables on. They said that that is what I'm just saying. I'm here.
During election, there's always a case. And there's always court case a lot. Even during Ogbane time, we remember that there was also a case like this of the same candidature of Obaseki second term. A case like this also emerged, and they all went to court. It's not new. It's part of the politics we play in Nigeria currently, and we can't say it's always back and forth. So court case and politics has been working pari passu. Let's put it that way. So, however, we cannot shy away from the fact that over 500 votes during the primary voted for Aswan is only one governor. Certainly, we know that there is internal politics. You can remember during the presidential campaign, presidential primaries too, where Tinubu emerged. It was not only one person, but they had to do internal politics to make sure he get the majority votes. That's the same thing. That's what Wike tried to do, but he lost at the end of the whole internal politics, where majority also prefer to vote for Atiku based on what the man provided. That's how politics are played. It's unfortunate that some key players were played out, and it's their loss. That's how politics is. It's all about you putting it more sportsmanly and to make sure that you win. So Arsenal being in the game and partnering with some other strong men, strong allies, gave him the ticket and the victory. So almost said that now the camp now was in the venue on the day of primary, and it was in the venue in the camp. She stood down that he wants Arsenal to take the ticket. So that's what happened. About three other candidates stood down on the day of primary. So we cannot say it's governor that gave him the ticket. That would not be politically correct. Yes,
Okay.
the governor
Okay.
play a pivotal role. He
Okay.
play a pivotal role in his candidature, but we cannot say
Okay.
it's the governor that got 500 votes during the
Good.
primary.
True. True. Okay. Thank you very much.
That's
Thank you,
for
Mr.
that.
For educating me.
And,
Yeah.
when you look at it, the candidature of Aswen have really exposed the political landscape of Edo State and have opened our eyes to what could be possible. And although he has not been tested, but we can see that something could be possible. That's the beauty of the today's politics. It's so, to me, naturally, it's painful that Olumide Akpata, who I also know has the capacity, is coming at this time, but he should wait. Currently, he's not from the region that everybody wants the governor to come from. That is why we are also saying that he should not play a spoiler role, whereby someone which everybody knows or believe we do better will be the one to lose the election to the other candidate who he is a man of character. I also know him personally. He's a man of character, but as a matter of fact, he's in the Senate, so he should contribute to the state from the Senate. That's my submission on his own candidature. He's a man of character. He has worked hard enough to build his character. We cannot take it away from him. You can't tell a child not to dream. A child has his own dream. He has to dream. A child has to expect whatever life can bring to him. So him being from a humble beginning, building himself to this capacity to be able to pull off a presidential campaign after winning a senatorial district election is a kudos to him, is a plus. He shows that he's a man of character and people are willing to believe him and work with him. That shows his character as well. But looking at Aswan being on the private sector terrain and has lead in different capacity, for example, I've seen that he is more capable. So
Are
all
you
we now
campaigning? Are you campaigning? Is that a campaign? Are you campaigning? You are just making a submission. Yeah. You are campaigning already.
all right,
You
sorry for that.
are campaigning for your candidate. Yeah, it's okay. The campaign times will come. We will give the campaign time, but this time we are talking about. We have to focus
In a
on the topic.
it's time for Edo Central. They have been marginalized for a long time. Let's put it that way, because about 1 year, 3 or 4 months, it was what they've gotten from the governorship seat since the past 25 years or so. Around 24 years, 16, 8, 24 years. 25 years. That's what they've gotten. So it's not good enough. And as we speak, every Edo indigene who really are conservative, we know that it's the best time for them, because Edo Central just did. Edo South is on for 8 years. So it's only reasonable enough to say, okay, let's go to all our brothers so that they will not be feel left out. Because if you feel left out for a long time, if you leave people out for a long time, they will have internal grudge and may lead to voting. And that's what you can see from the southeastern region now, because they feel left out for a longer time. And then they begin to push back. We want our brothers to feel included in the government. And I think it's very reasonable for all the party to say it is time for Edo Central to provide a candidate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Osawaru. I appreciate your submission, but that's going to be the last on that topic. Yes, because I have a special. We have 10 minutes more, and we have to make it snappy. I have my special stories for the day. This special story is it's not about a do, just it's about the collective of every Nigerian. It's about the every collective Nigerian home and abroad. There are funny stories coming out, yes, but they are on, and I don't think it's not so much on the dailies. It is about a Chinese firm, seizing Nigerian private jets. I don't know if you guys heard about that. That was like there's been this ongoing court ruling. Okay. We have a caller. Caller, are you there?
Hello?
Yes, caller, please say your name and tell us where you are calling from.
Yeah, this is Obaseki calling from Southeast Asia.
Okay, Mr. Kowalski, thank you very much. Are you on the show or are you listening? Okay, could you give us a submission?
Yes. I just hop in and I heard you guys say some few things, talking about zoning, talking about the best man. Let's break it down a little bit. Obaseki brought upon this ethnic division in Edo State. And if he has performed well, we will not be talking about zoning the ticket to the south, to the Edo Central. When Otumbo got the ticket and when he won the ticket, there was no echo like this that, I must zone it to. Like, Ighodalo was not saying, I must take the ticket to Edo Central. There was only like short. We understand on a gentleman agreement to rotate it around the political zone so there will be balance. But that does not stop to see. Now, because of what for the kind of person he is, he has faith, he has nothing to offer to those states that brings about politics, right? Stealing our rights, bamboozling people, playing sentiment politics. And he went on media and went on air. We all saw him, we all heard him, promising the innocent people that this is your turn. That mostly translates to laziness. People now start playing politics of entitlement. That's not leadership. Let's say the way it is. If a central center needs to get ticket, nobody's stopping them to get ticket. We are practicing federalism, which everybody has the right to contest. So if you want to contest, you bring out your best man, you negotiate, you go through this, then you make promises. If you get it, then fine. If you don't get it, you go back to the drawing board and re-strategize and come back again. Don't forget, points about numbers. The great of late memory, he never complained about money. So I don't understand the kind of lazy political results he is. Look at what's happening right now. Obaseki is doing nothing. Look at Opamelo by zoning and see what APC is bringing out. And look at what Akpata is saying. They still are this kind of data. They don't want it. For my own opinion, if you don't vote any of these three candidates, they don't want it. They have a little offer.
Yes, I get.
Telling everybody what you want to hear. Don't forget he's a lawyer. The other one is not speaking. He has become no evil, which is the type of performance. And Akpata is another here or there. So what are we talking about? So we should talk about what Obaseki has done for the past 8 years. He has spent 2.5 trillion of our RN money. What is he going to show for? Is it Lifeform that is a private-owned company, farm company, or Cresco, or Soro Farm that is private, or shopping mall? It's not development. But anyway, I'll just to rest my case here.
Okay, thank you, caller. Everything is in good hands. Thank you very much. I appreciate your submission. Yes, yes, you have spoken well, and I appreciate it. But you have given an opinion. Yes. Well, we all have our opinions differ, and we all have different reasons to what we say. And if you look deep into when people give their submissions. No, if you look when people give their submissions, they all make solid points. So as it is, we are in the hands of these politicians, and these politicians, they have made their delegates have picked their candidates, and as their delegates have picked their candidates, we have no other choice to choose from what has been presented to us as the people. Thank you very much, Mr. Koboski, for calling. Back to the final topic of the night. Yes, we have to say it as it is. Yes, Nigerian presidential jets seized in France amid disputes with Chinese firm. This has been going on, and there was a contract between a Chinese company, Zhuzhang, and the Nigerian Southwest Ogun State government on an agreement to develop a free trade zone. No. So these people have come into an agreement. Okay. Daddy, I want to go poo-poo. Okay. A lot of things went wrong. On the agreement, a lot of things went wrong. And now the presidential jets in Nigeria has been seized. 3 presidential jets. This is worrying because they said more properties will be seized as a court in France has ordered. More properties in 8 different countries. I don't know what happens in our country. When we pick leaders, I don't know if it's because of sentiment or these people just have ideas or gains, or they do not read contracts, etc., etc. It is said that this 2007, and I don't know who the governor was 2007, but recently the government of I think was during Buhari's tenure, the governor decided to end the contract with this company, and they got 2 of the owners arrested. One of them was arrested, was beaten, according to what was said, and it's funny. And it was tortured and asked to provide the next one.
Amosun was the governor in 2007. So
Amosun was the governor. And who was the governor with Buhari? Amosun.
It was this guy now. What's his name? Abiodun.
No, Buhari, not now.
No, Abiodun is doing his second term now. So Abiodun was there when Buhari was in power.
Okay, so it was Amosun, and you see, now there's a rancor. They had to, under a good code of conduct, good code of conduct. One of the jets was released, I think, yesterday, so that the president of Nigeria can have a visit to France. So in all of this, it is it's only shocking that these are Nigeria is the only kind of place where you hear such news. Nigeria is the only place where you hear of a private firm. A country is the only place where you hear a business owner passing. I don't even. It is. So it is beyond my reasoning when things like this happen. A private firm or a business firm has gotten a court order for seizure of our president, our Air Force One. Is it the That's the Air Force One, right? These guys, I said I would not come to the show today without getting this out because I don't. It's not on the major news. Everybody, I don't know if it's a secret. Yes, this major media is not carrying it. They say properties are going to be seized in London and some several places, which the Chinese firm they are eyeing. The money is amounting to I think $50-something million and 1 point something billion. That's what the people are claiming that they owe because the governor actually gave them 85% stakehold share and full full powers to operate in Abeokuta in Ogun State. Full powers to operate in Ogun State. He gave them 100% powers and 85% ownership. Well, I will go further. I will bring this more. We have hit our 2-hour mark. And but I like our advice. Everybody try to go check this out. Really check the news before you start working on you people traveling in airports and they say we are part of the Chinese agreement. They start putting us in vehicles heading us to China to work in factories.
Junior, Obizo.
Junior, you don't want to.
No, it is true. You might just think yes,
Obizo, they won't.
your passport in a Heathrow, and they'll tell you good afternoon. There's an agreement that if they don't pay, Nigerian citizens will ship us to China to go to sell Louis Vuitton and Gucci for the richest man in the world.
But they have released one of the jets. One has been released.
They just released it for the president to go to France with. It's not because it was called a code of conduct.
From the news, it's on the dailies. It's everywhere. 3 days ago and all of that. I've not been able to catch up, but I think there was a court judgment. This again goes to enforcement of court decisions. There was a court judgment that awarded, I think, about 74.5, I don't know how many billion or trillion dollars against
$1 million. It's $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Is amounted to 100+ billion naira.
Because it was this free trade agreement that they signed with the Chinese firm to develop the free trade in Ogun, and then the contract was terminated and all of that. So they were aggrieved. They went to, I think, arbitration, and there was an arbitration award against them, and the judgment wasn't honored, so they had to go by way of enforcing it, and then the jets were seized until they are paid what they claim. So I think that's it. But again, we have to do a bit of research into it and see what's going on. I'm a bit surprised that with the sort of trade relationship that between Nigeria and China, this sort of thing would happen.
It's not a government. It's not a government. It's the government versus a business company. That is
yes, but it's a Chinese. So this is how it works in international trade.
Yeah.
In international trade, it's not the government coming to do business with our government. It allows their companies to come into Nigeria to do business. The same way Nigerian companies go to UK, go to America to do business. It's something similar.
But I think I heard they use the federal government as collateral in such businesses. That's why the federal government is involved.
Well, you need to do.
You have already signed a bilateral trade agreement with a particular country, and these kind of conditions are in the fine print. And like we normally would do, we will read all this in details. So, but in all and all, I am very happy that this happened. I think if you want to put some check in how we go about engaging these kind of companies and taking loans moving forward. This is one of the reasons why we don't have FDI today, because somebody brings in $10 billion or $1 billion to come and invest, whether it's the oil and gas sector or IT or whatever it is. Then you bridge the agreement, the guy loses money, and there's something that can happen. And you are complaining that you don't have people that bring money to come and invest. So the international people that are coming to invest must have a level or must have some kind of confidence with an agreement that protects their investment. It's for me the welcome development. I'm really surprised that they released the presidential jet. They should have held it back. You can't be. If then our government should now look inwards and maybe create a kind of framework to vet and manage any kind of agreement or loan that will be taken by state or local government moving forward. It's just a typical Nigerian thing that nobody is doing their job. Everybody's busy looking for ways to steal money, so they don't put their eyes, dot the I's and cross the T's. That is what is happening. So it's good. It's good for us so that we can.
Yeah, but this is not the first time we're having something similar. The Lekki Free Trade Zone is an example that was successful, and then this Ogun State, whatever, you should have just copied the terms that were in the Lekki Free Trade Zone. Again, I think this agreement was signed.
What are the terms? What are the terms in Lekki Free Trade Zone? Do you think if tomorrow a governor comes to stay, they want to end the contract? Do you know what they might seize?
So that's what I'm saying. That. So
do you know what is in the contract? Do these people read this contract? Or they are more
of course. Why do you have the state's AG? Why do you have the AG?
What concerns the presidential properties or Nigerian properties around the country, around the world?
It is a state. The state is what? It's a state. It's not a private. They were not dealing with a private company.
Who signs an 85% stakehold to a foreign company? Who does so?
Well, that's where we now start.
I think what happened was that Benga Daniels was the guy that had this contract with the Chinese firm. Then when Amosu came in, Amosu cancelled the deal without doing anything with the Chinese company. That's why the Chinese company, and any contract a foreign firm and a state does, the federal government will always be their co-signing. So whatever happens, the federal government takes the brunt, and that was what happened. If Amosu had not cancelled that contract, this problem would have happened.
Where's Mr. Benga Daniels? You should look for him. Take him, give him to the Chinese people, so they can have.
No. What happened was that it was supposed to be continuous. When Benga Daniels left, Amosu came in. Amosu was the one that scattered the whole business because of his own selfishness.
Yeah, Mr. Tupo, go ahead.
I don't think it was Amosu. The truth is that Otumba Benga Daniels, during his last days of office, decided to do that agreement. And probably while doing the agreement to get money for politics, decided to take a whole lot of the chunk of the transaction and walk away. So the Amosun actually did not cancel it. If you go back to how Nigeria was functioning before federal government decided to put a stop, like what 316 is saying, the state governors could sign any agreement, sign free trade zone, sign MOUs, they can collect loan directly. But this was what Okonji started complaining about, that if the state governments recklessly do all these things, the federal government will bear the brunt. So by the time Buhari took power in 2016, most of all these issues had already piled up on the state. So that's when they brought up the laws that states can no longer take loans directly without going through the National Assembly. You cannot sign all these foreign trade agreements. I think that's also halted the Gile Seaport project that Obaseki was supposed to carry out, because federal government at that time stopped all those shenanigans. So it was not a bad thing if the state governments were responsible enough, but unfortunately they were not, and that's why we are still skeptical about this MOU flying around now, so that we don't go like you said, we are just in China, they will just call us and say your name is among the people they signed. You know? So let's go.
I don't think it will get to
let's
that.
hope that the can get the proper framework, and then state governments as well can work together, because the country is in short, everybody na juru as Fela talk, you know. So anyways,
eventually the federal government is going to pay these guys off, and they will start deducting that money from states, what they call it.
As Ogun State got that kind of funds to give out, that means what's the development? Why such a large amount of money? What for a free trade zone?
They can negotiate it now. It's a judgment that said that they should pay $74 million. They can do out of court settlement and maybe agree on to the.
When you already have a judgment, what are you settling out of court? I already have a judgment.
The thing is this, it is still the federal government to blame, and that's why they should pay for it. In 1983, this same Buhari came to power and cancelled the metro line in Lagos and paid penalties up to 80% of the contract. So if
Benga Daniels was not Buhari now. Benga Daniels was not Buhari.
See, Buhari still had the opportunity to look at it now. Now, government now, they are in charge of the republic. So if your subnational is misbehaving, it's right for you to call the contractors to a round table, look how far whether the contract is going to be profitable, and maybe renegotiate it and implement it. But probably they will look at it, oh, this one don't come out. You know, like the whole country doesn't work together. Everybody
absolutely. It's as if there is no continuity.
Exactly.
Well, to me, what I believe, for my own little submission, when they hear monies in foreign currencies, they sign anything without reading. They say, okay, how much? Okay, what are we going to do? They're going to be upfront. Okay, where are we paying it to? Here, because they want ask us.
You see the problem.
It's like getting all these loans they get.
Moderator, you see the problem. That's why we should be scared about these people that speak this big English and sign things, because they are the one. Ofawolo would not have gone to sign. He would not even. He will call experts to look at it.
You have started.
He will sign. He will sell a dossier.
He will sell his own DNA and his own.
He will sell a dossier and sell Nigeria because he doesn't. He can't. Oshomole will not be there to tell him.
He will sell his own death warrant.
My people will not be able to do that. Oh, it's not in a language.
Okay, guys, thank you for coming to the show today. We have come to an end. We are going to deliberate on this matter on Friday. We're going to start that as a new topic, but we have come to the end of it. Thank you guys for all your submissions. And please, those of you abroad, like I say, mind how you travel this period. Just we have to be sure. Always read the news so you don't walk into, you're not turned into a Xinjiang one plane heading for Shanghai. Yes, that's a joke. Well, I'm going to give my African proverb for today, which says, "You must judge a man by the works of his hands." You must judge a man by the work of his hands. This means that the people must learn to look beyond the appearance of potential leaders in every aspect, whether it's your political, your religious, your traditional leaders. You must, or your political leaders, you must look beyond their appearances or the way they talk, have good accents, or the swagger they've got, and find out who their advisors are. And always remember that to do their work, they must be credible. They must have character. So what you do is always judge a man by his work. Even if you see a man and you don't, you say he does not, and you do not know him by his works, that man still stands as not giving a verdict, meaning you cannot support such a person. Before you begin to support a person, you must know him, and you must be able to judge him by his works. So that is basically it. I'm not campaigning, I'm just giving you my African proverb as it is, an African proverb got by our elders. Thank you guys for being on the program. Thank you for coming, taking your time out to be with us in the studio, online, people watching at home and abroad. Please don't forget to like and share. Please don't forget to tell others about the program. We do it every Mondays and Fridays, 8 p.m. Nigerian time. We are here for us. We are here for our states. We are here for our country. We are here for the human race. Thank you. See you on Friday. Enjoy the week ahead. Have a good day.